Here's why I personally dislike SUVs. Now, there's some SUVs which I kind of like. Some of the good looking ones I think are the Audi Q5 or the Kia Sorento. I think it's called the Telluride in North America. I also like the BMW X5. But SUVs as a whole, I'm not the biggest fan of them because of their sheer size and just how annoying they are on the road. You know, there's a category of SUVs which I dislike, and then there's a category of vehicles of SUVs that whenever I see them, I want to take my RPG out and make it explode because I hate them that much. Some of these include the Toyota CHR. Also, crossover SUVs are included in this. I also really hate the. I did say I liked the Audi Q5, but then there's the Audi Q7, which tries too hard, being as large as the BMW X7, which I also really hate because of their sheer size. A lot of these SUVs, they're not suitable for Irish roads in Ireland, or anywhere in Europe. They're really just suitable for roads in North America, Canada, America. And yeah, I really hate them. Also, another reason why, I got an Audi A1, that's my personal vehicle, and then there's a family car, the Nissan Qashqai 2017. And in the parking lot in my house, my Audi A1 is parked beside the Nissan Qashqai. And one of the reasons why I hate SUVs is that, because of their big size, it's poor visibility around them. So when I'm sitting in the Audi A1, I can't see around the Nissan Qashqai because it's so large. And say if a small kid's walking past and they're right in front of the Nissan Qashqai, they're about to walk past. When I'm getting out the Audi A1, I won't be able to see the kid. So I need to be really cautious. I need to, get my Audi off slowly when I'm getting off the parking lot. It's annoying because if these SUVs never existed, you'd only have hatchback sedans, smaller cars, and everyone's safe. We can see people clearly, and no one's hidden beside SUVs, especially little kids. They're at most dangerous to these large vehicles. No wonder why a lot of kids are killed by these so-called baby killers. They're called baby killers. And I think they're really annoying. If everyone had smaller cars, I know in the past, there were a lot more road deaths on average per year than there is now because of all the traffic laws and stuff. But SUVs, they're accountable for the most amount of, or they're accountable for the most amount of deaths, more than hatchbacks or sedans. So when people buy SUVs, a lot of them have the point of saying, they'll say, I prefer having the high seating position compared to a hatchback or sedan. But the thing is, you're higher off the ground, so you don't really know what's going on in front of you. Say if there's a little kid walking past or standing right at your SUV, you won't be able to see the kid because they're small and your SUV is big. You can kind of only see what's going on. You can't really see what's going on right in front of you. You can only see meters ahead. Whereas if I'm in my hatchback, I have the full view of what's going on. And they're pretty dangerous vehicles. A lot of people, when they buy SUVs, they'll be like, "Oh, there's so much more space in the SUV than in a normal car." Well, the thing is, in the Nissan Qashqai compared to the Audi A1, you get the same amount of space in each of the cars. So there's actually not much of a difference. I would actually go as far to say you have slightly more space in the cockpit area of the vehicle, in the front area of the vehicle, than you have in the Nissan. because a lot of these SUVs, they have a lot of material underneath in the dashboard, everywhere really, and they're made to look big, they're made to look huge, but when you actually get inside, you get the same amount of space as you get in a Volkswagen Golf, an Audi A1. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's not like, your average person is taking tons of luggage inside their car every single day. Most parents are usually using their cars to drop off their kids in school for soccer practice, football practice. And honestly, it just doesn't make any sense. Just get a hatchback. You're not going to carry mountains in your car every single day. So I don't get it. I've actually driven my Nissan Qashqai a few times before getting my Audi A1, which became my personal car. I used the Audi A1 to practice for my driving test, and I got my full driving license recently. And honestly, when I was practicing my Nissan Qashqai, and after when I got my Audi A1, I was like, that's the last time I'll ever be. That's my first and last time I'll ever be driving an SUV, because honestly, the handling was not the best, pretty bad if you ask me. And the handling actually in my Audi A1 was so much better. I know I'm comparing an Audi to a Nissan, but I've also driven like a Skoda, what was it called? The Skoda Fabia, I think. No, it was the Seat Leon, or Seat, one of the Seats, Seat Ibiza. And the handling was so much better than in that SUV. I'm sure that's the same story with most SUVs. Because they're higher off the ground, they have bigger wheels. Makes the ride more uncomfortable compared to smaller wheels. Honestly, the handling in SUVs isn't the best. It's not the best. And if you're really going for a good handling car, just buy a smaller car, or a car that's actually known for its handling. I would say about 90% of SUVs are either average looking or terrible looking. Some of the terrible looking ones are the Toyota CHR. I've already said the Audi Q7, which isn't, okay, it's not terrible looking. It's just a longer version of the Audi Q5, but it's trying too hard to be as large as the X7, which the X7 I think is ugly, so yeah, that goes in the ugly category. I really hate the Toyota CHR, which is more of a crossover SUV. It's still an SUV, because it looks like a frog. It has a lot of design lines, but the thing is, with these large SUVs, they've got a lot of surface area, and the more surface area you have, there's more of a risk of it being ugly than good looking or okay looking. And the Toyota CHR has a lot of design lines, which kind of like ruins it. I don't know what's going on. It looks like a frog, honestly. And some of the other SUVs I hate. I'm not really sure if it's considered an SUV, to be honest, because I don't even know what category of vehicles you put this car in. But it's the Kia. There's the EV6, which is basically a rectangle, a big box on wheels. I think it was called the EV6, and there was one that looks like the whale. It looks like a long whale. I think it was the EV9. Yeah, it looks like a whale. I kind of get what's going on. It's trying to look futuristic, but come on now, you can't. I'm not even picking it over on my Audi A1 in terms of looks. Most of these SUVs look ugly, honestly. I forgot to mention the Tesla Model Y, the bigger one. And whenever I'm driving behind this car, I cannot see what's going on in front of it because the hump on the car is so tall. It's nearly as tall as Mount Everest. Like, unless if you're making a car for the tallest person in the world, sure, it might be good. But for the average person, I don't need. The average person needs that much height inside the car. Like, what are you going to do with that headspace, man? You could probably even stand inside the car. Yeah, and whenever I'm driving behind this car, I cannot see what's going on in front of it. It's such an annoying vehicle. Most Teslas really just don't like electric vehicles as a whole. Sure, I think, again, I think some are good, but as a whole, I'm not the biggest fan of them. I mean, I'm saying it right now. I don't think I'll be ever getting an EV soon or ever in my life, but I probably will. But yeah, honestly, I hate SUVs.